Hey, this is Jay with Secret Gaming. In this video, I just wanted to do a short little vlog and talk to you guys about the suicide of Chester Bennington, singer for Linkin Park. I'm sure you're familiar with that band, small little band, yeah. I used to really enjoy listening to Linkin Park back in the early 2000s. I think that's right about when time that Hybrid Theory came out, early 2000s, because I had just gotten divorced from my first wife in '99, and I think shortly thereafter, yeah, Hybrid Theory came out, and not too long after that, there was a song that came out called "In the End," which probably most people know Linkin Park for, but that song and the band just kind of really resonated with me and where I was at that particular time. So I remember making a mixtape. Actually, I think we had CDs back then around that time, and I remember making a CD and it had Stained on it. It's been a while, and Linkin Park's in the end, and some other songs on there. And I tell you what, it's just a time in my life where I didn't want to feel good. I didn't want to feel better, but I wanted to feel something. And those songs just kind of, um, you know, just kind of help do that, I guess. So I spent a lot of time listening to them. And I tell you what, I'm not really familiar with a lot of modern day Linkin Park stuff. In fact, I haven't listened to Linkin Park in a long time. Listened to mostly Skillet, as you guys know, my new favorite band, and I've been listening to them for a while. And there's a lot of bands like Skillet that I listen to nowadays. But back then, that's where I was. And when I heard that Chester committed suicide, you know, just it's just like why, you know. I'm not making this video to tell you why or to make some Christian sayings or tell you about stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't want to do that right now, and maybe that'll be a future video. But suicide sucks. And um, even though I didn't know Chester personally, it's like getting hit in the gut when you hear about that. You're like, man, this person ended their life. And just recently, this year, kind of brought back some memories, and I guess that's why I think this is why probably it's hitting me harder. But there was a young person at in my town who committed suicide. And being a former youth pastor, man, that just hits you when a young person does it, or when anybody does it. In my family, uh, I've had family members that have OD'd. I've had family members that have committed suicide. And I don't know, sometimes I think we kind of think there's a glamorous side to suicide or something like that, but to everybody that's left, it just rips you open. It rips you open bare, and it's not fair. And it's just hard to take, hard to make sense of, and everything like that. And doing this YouTube channel, I've had people that reach out to me and have told me that they're thinking about suicide. And I'm not. I'm a pastor, but I'm not. I'm not. I don't think qualified to talk to anybody about suicide. But I try to reach out, try to encourage them to get help, and try to just love on them. You know. Um, Thinking about that kid who committed suicide, man, I was like, man, I wish that I would have known, or I wish somebody would have known around him, and that they would have just reached out, and maybe they did, and maybe nobody did anything. I don't know, but I wish somebody would have just reached out and grabbed him and been there for him. And I think that's what I want to encourage us to do, is to just be that community, just be that community that can do that. And I want to encourage you guys. I wanted to make this video. I guess I've been kind of all over the place with this, but I wanted to make this video just to say that if you are contemplating suicide, please reach out to somebody. You know, for me, when I was in that dark period, I was never suicidal, never anything like that. But my church reached out to me, and I responded to that, and that made a huge difference in my life. And I hope you have a community. You might not be a Christian, or you might not be the church type, but man, I want to encourage you to reach out to somebody. You know, find somebody that'll listen and who will care, man. Um, you know, send me a message, and I'll gladly talk to you. Like I said, I'm not a licensed trained professional when it comes to this thing, but I'd encourage you to seek out some things like the hopeline.com. It's thehopeline.com. They have some people that can talk to you and everything like that. If you are a believer and you don't mind going to a church or anything like that, man, reach out. Find a church where you don't have to wear a mask. You know, find a church where you can be yourself. Find a church where you can say, man, I'm depressed. I'm dealing with this depression. I'm dealing with this addiction. I'm dealing with this thing, and there isn't going to be any condemnation. There's just going to be people that reach out to you and reach out to you with love. You know, find one of those churches. If you don't belong to a church like that, you know, find one that is like that, because it makes the biggest difference. At least it makes the biggest difference in my life, you know. But yeah, suicide sucks, and it's permanent, and it's devastating, and there's nothing good about it. I heard somebody say that suicide is like a period in a sentence where there should be a comma, you know? And that's what it is. It's, you know, there should be more. There's hope, man. And I don't want to get too preachy, because I don't think now's the time. There's, you know, a time and place for everything, but I want to tell you there's hope in Jesus Christ, and I believe that's why he came, to give us hope. And you know, there's a psalm that I wanted to read something from, and it's Psalm 46:1, and it says, God is my refuge and my strength. He is always ready to help me in my times of trouble. And I guess I want to leave you with that, because there is a God of the universe who does love you and care about you, and he doesn't take away all your problems, you know, but he will stand there right with you and help you deal with them. You know, I believe that the God of this universe came down to this earth and experienced life just like we did. And God didn't make his life very easy and perfect, and didn't make him immune from having bad things happen to him or anything like that. And I don't think he does that with us today, but we have a God, like I said, who's gone through all of that and knows what we're going through, and will be our rock, will be our refuge, will be our strength if we'll just turn to him. So, you know, I just want to encourage you to do that. When life hits you, when life sucker punches you, when your friends, you know, turn on you, or anything like that, you know, turn to God, man. That's where my hope comes from. If you don't believe in them, that, you know, that's your choice. And I love you regardless, right? I love you regardless. And I don't just say that. You know, I don't do YouTube for the money. I don't do YouTube for fame or anything like that, man. In fact, my channel's kind of dead. And, you know, a lot of times I just want to just close it down, because there's other things I could be doing. But there's times when people reach out to me and I'm able to help them, and that's the important thing. So, I don't know. That's where I'm going to end it, man.